With airline prices skyrocketing day after day, booking a ticket has become even more stressful. Even a domestic flight from LAX to JFK can easily cost $400. So let me actually show you a trick on how to find cheap flights to hopefully have a relaxing holiday without going broke. Okay, so the first step on how to book cheapest flight tickets is to check the current prices for your destination. Prices for these flights will drop once we start using the VPN, so be sure to write everything down and keep track. So let's say, for example, I want to look for a one-way ticket from New York to Paris. I'm going to enter the information, and now I can see all the flight prices. I'll take a screenshot of those so we can compare before and after results. Okay, now let's check some other locations, maybe Boston to Amsterdam, and then screenshot those prices. Lastly, let's check the prices from Chicago to New York. Great. Okay, now that that's done, the second step on how to find cheap flights is to download a VPN. Using a VPN for traveling abroad is one of my favorite tricks to find cheap flights, and the provider that I've been using a lot recently is NordVPN, but there are plenty of other VPNs who can get the job done too. It's just that the NordVPN price point is affordable, and considering its high speed, slew of extra features, and excellent security measures, well, it just feels right. Oh, and before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and leave an exclusive link in the description that's going to make getting NordVPN even more affordable for you as well. Okay, so next you're going to need to install the VPN before you can find any cheap flight tickets. I'm going to show you a quick NordVPN guide in setting up the app. Simply download it from the site and hey, we're ready to go. Now this is where the real magic starts to happen. See all these server locations here? By using a VPN, cheap flights are easy to find as we change our server location until the price drops to our liking. But quick warning, airlines do have a few tricks up their sleeves when tracking customers' locations and desired flights. So to avoid that, here are a couple of quick tips that might help. So let's say that you want to successfully change IP address to book cheap flights so your location can remain completely anonymous. Well, the foolproof way to do this is by enabling the kill switch feature. This will ensure that if my network connection is ever unstable or interrupted, the VPN will protect my true location from being known. Otherwise, the airlines can use the location of my real IP address to jack up their prices. Some VPNs have this enabled on by default, but it's always a good idea to make sure it's on. Now, a second tip is to always clear your browsing history, cookies, and cache. If you've ever searched for flights for a certain travel destination or multiple times, airlines are going to recognize that and be more than happy to increase the price on that exact city. Clearing your history will prevent this from ever happening. Alright, so remember those flights we searched for in the beginning of the video? Well, now we're going to use the VPN for flight ticket searching. The first flight I checked for was what? New York to Paris, right? So let's check that one using NordVPN. As I said, I'll clear all my cookies, browsing history, and cache so we have a nice clean slate. Next, to access NordVPN cheap flights, I will choose a server to connect to. This will make it appear as if I'm searching from an IP address in that country. And another tip that I've learned is that airlines will often have lower rates if you book from an IP address in that country that you are traveling to. Get it? So since I'm traveling to Paris, I'm going to connect to a server in France. I'll just enter the New York and Paris locations, hit enter, and that's it. And as you can see, without using NordVPN, the price of the ticket was this much. But with the VPN, I was able to knock off around $100. Now, finding these discount flights with a VPN is just a matter of trying out different servers until you find the lowest price. If I try out a Mexican server, I can find flights for around this discounted price. And as you can see, using a VPN for flight tickets can save you a good chunk of cash. And since the server in France yielded the most affordable flight out of the bunch, I'm going to clear my cache once more, reconnect to that server, and go ahead and buy the ticket. So now that you know how to book cheapest flight tickets, is the monthly subscription cost of the VPN worth it in the end? Well, look, a VPN is one of the best ways to protect your device and personal data when browsing online. If you're like me and you end up using public Wi-Fi a lot, especially abroad, then having a VPN to protect your connection is a must. It works by encrypting the information being sent through the network, so essentially no one else can even see it. It'll mask your IP address, like we did earlier, which is great for increasing online anonymity. I use a VPN because as soon as I connect to it, everything from my personal data, identity, browsing history, and location is completely protected. Plus, I appreciate that NordVPN has a threat protection feature that acts as an antivirus as well, giving my device yet another layer of protection against outside sources. And aside from keeping your device squeaky clean against threats, one of the things I use my VPN for the most is to access tons of geo-blocked streaming services. Yep, just like I showed you how to change the server and access new flight prices, you can follow that exact same process to access streaming content from hundreds of countries around the world. Now, I've recently been using NordVPN since it has thousands of server options in over 60 countries. This means I have tons of options when searching for cheap flights, and since their speeds are some of the fastest, the process is more quick and reliable. NordVPN's top-notch security measures also keep my personal data safe 24/7. Plus, I can protect up to 6 of my devices at the same time. Alright, if you found this video helpful in any way, shape, or form, go ahead and hit like and subscribe because we make lots more content like this every single week, and we love your support and affirmation. Alright, to sum everything up, finding a cheap flight with a VPN does not have to be complicated. Make a list of all the flight prices that you found, and once you've chosen a VPN that suits your lifestyle, repeat the process by changing the servers. As easy as that. Alright, now just let me know in the comments if this video helped you at all, and if you ended up booking a discounted flight, well, let us know where you went. How did it go? As always, you can request the tutorials that you want me to cover for the next video, and until then, I'll see you later.